I got asked by a seller that I just talked to last week. We're going to buy his house. What's the process start to finish? And that's a great question because even people who have bought and sold a couple of homes in their lifetime, it's not like it's something that they do all the time. If you only do one every couple of years, which is what most people do, probably what do you move every 3 to 4 years if your job requires it, 8 to 10 years for other reasons. You're not really buying a ton of houses. I'll buy 3 to 4 a month. So this is a very natural process for me in my company. And so the process start to finish is as soon as we have a signed agreement between the two of us, I give that agreement to a title company. And that title company, then they act as the third person, disinterested party. They have no dog in the fight. They're just getting paid to do the job. And the job is to make sure that I do what I say I'm going to do and you do what you say you're going to do. And that's what the title company is meant to do. The other thing the title company does for the both of us is make sure that the chain of title for the property is unbroken. We have what's called a clean title. That sometimes comes into play if there are liens on the property that you don't know about, which is very possible, or if, especially in the terms of an inherited property, if there are beneficiaries who maybe are not on title, and sometimes somebody can have a claim to that. The most common liens are creditors like a credit card company, or sometimes Habitat for Humanity places a lien if that's applicable. There's also mechanics liens, meaning you had somebody install like a water heater or something and you didn't pay them, or the guy before you bought the house didn't pay them. There could be a lien on the property. You have to get that stuff cleared up. Things of that nature. So that's what a title search is for. But that process lately has been taking 3 to 5 business days, and that's just, they hire somebody to search all the official records to find that kind of stuff. So that's basically, we sign an agreement, we give the title searches all the records of the house to double check the chain of title, and then also to make sure that you are allowed to sell the house. And then, usually about a week later, it takes them a little bit to put together all the documents. So they got to put together a warranty deed, and then get ready to close out anything that's still open, like a mortgage or any other liens and stuff like that. That takes them a couple days. And then we all go into the title company together, and they slide us a stack of paper, and you sign a bunch and I sign a bunch, and you get paid normally via a wire, because it's just the safest way to transmit large sums of money anymore. We don't normally do checks anymore. I will tell you this: if you take a check from the title company and bring it to your bank, under most circumstances, the bank's going to hold a lot of that money for several days, because unless you deal with $20,000, $40,000, $80,000 checks on a regular basis, they normally don't believe them. So most sellers are not in a position to present a $40,000 check or $177,000 check or whatever it is to their bank and have their bank not hold it. So it's normally going to be held for a little bit. So a wire is always the best. So then that's it, we're done. You walk away. All right. So if you can't clean it out, everything that's left, I'll figure out something to do with it. If you can't clean it up, I'm taking it as is. That's the whole point. But the process is very simple. We do come over about a day or two after we sign the contract, bring in our inspectors, mostly it's our contractors, to kind of give us an idea of what we call the scope of work, which is the amount of stuff that we're going to do to the house to get it ready for the market. We want them to verify, but that's not going to change any of our agreement the way it could on a retail market house, where they might come back and ask you to repair stuff. We're not going to do that. We already have a good idea of what that's going to cost. Mostly what we're doing is, vetting our vendors to make sure that they didn't up their pricing and stuff like that. And we just, we want to get that all sorted. So yeah, like I said, we come to an agreement, we send the agreement to title, we bring our vendors over to give us the scope of work estimates, and then we go to the title company. I sign, you walk away with a fat check in your bank account and no more headaches. So that's the process, start to finish.